Hi guys, it's James from jamesparkergolf.com. Little drill for you to help with your takeaway and getting the club on plane during the backswing, right? So I have a lot of guys that come in for lessons who take the club away a little bit too much on the inside and then get it very flat as they're going back. Left shoulder's too high, the head kind of comes away from the, if you imagine your forehead's on a wall, the head comes away from the wall, they're losing their spine, they're losing their inclination to the ground, right? Shoulder's too high and it's very flat. Well, there's only one way you can go from there, which is back over the top, right? So it's the precursor to coming over the top. So what's worked well with a lot of the guys that I teach is getting a stick in the end of the golf club, and then what you want to try and do is you want to set up to it and get this stick outside of your left hip, right? And then as you start taking the club away, just allow the stick to slide down the front of your left thigh. You want to get to P2 here and still have this stick kind of on touching the front of your thigh, right? Now what that does is it keeps the club on plane, but it also gives you the feeling of keeping your hands kind of close to your body, right? Your hands aren't going to go away from your body in the takeaway, losing the connection of your arms against your torso. So it's going to keep your hands nice and close to your body whilst keeping the club head outside your hands. So as the stick slides down, the club head goes up, right? So it really gives you a good feeling of keeping that club head outside your hand. You see a lot of guys on tour like Justin Thomas and Ricky Fowler, they're all practicing this takeaway move before they actually go into their golf swing, right? So I think one of the things they're feeling is just keeping the club head outside the hands going back. And what that does, if the club head's slightly outside your hands during the takeaway, you're going to get the shaft, if anything, a little steeper going back, right? And then it gives you some room to shallow it out coming down. You can't shallow it out from a very flat, very high left shoulder position on the backswing. So you've got to get the feeling of your left shoulder moving down whilst keeping the club head outside your hand, which gets it a little steep. And then you've got some room to kind of shallow it out as long as you're starting your downswing sequence correctly, pushing down into your left foot, getting the left knee going, sliding the hips towards the target, right? As you're doing that, just try and feel as though you're allowing this right shoulder, this right elbow to move underneath the left one. So you're going to go back a little steeper, let the stick slide down your thigh, get it a little steeper going back. You're going to feel like the left shoulder is just moving straight down. It's not, but that's what it's going to feel like. And then you've got some room to kind of shallow it out coming down, allow that right elbow to move underneath your left one to get down to P6. And then you're in a really good sort of hitting position, right? So it's going to feel like you've got a figure of 8 in your golf swing. But what I've found is that helps a lot of people. You know, it's not the fact that we have to work on the coming over the top bit. The coming over the top is because of their backswing. So once you change the backswing, they've then got some room to come down and attack the ball from the inside.